everybody. My name's Ruffner, and my personal project is going to be about recording me and my friend camping in the woods, very cold, and just having a good time, teaching how to start a fire, how to set up camp, how to get wood, and how to keep everything going. So yeah, stick along to see us camp. So we already got problems going on. I forgot to get my sleeping bag, so I have to go back out to the trail and get it. But we've only walked out about 5 minutes into the trail, so won't be long at all. But yeah, it's really cold out. It's gonna even get colder tonight. I think it's at like 20 degrees or something. So that'll definitely be a challenge. I've never camped at that cold of temperatures before. So that'll be fun. But Rowan's already back there. He's setting up camp. There's a stone foundation that we've been through several times. And, you can sleep in the little thing. It's like a little basement area. I'll show it to you later. But it's super nice. It's also super convenient. We're not super far off of the road. But yeah, I have like 5 different layers on. Just make sure whoever's watching this video that you think ahead, because whenever you go out camping, you may never know what you expect. So just to be in case, whether it's like there's a bear out there, it's supposed to be super cold, or you're gonna have to go through rough terrain. Always bring stuff just in case. Not that like you're gonna use it, but just more of a precautionary situation. You never know. You're kind of out here and you're living on the land, other than the stuff you bring. But you always gotta be smart and always know your trails too, because we're trailblazing a little bit, so we have to take a few steps off the actual trail we're using. Always know where you came from. If you get lost, that's like the worst possible situation, unless you have your phone or something. But here up on Signal, we're just camping in Prentice Cooper, so it's not that big of a deal. We're right off of Timberlinks. But always know where you are. Never get lost. That's the worst possible situation. Yeah. I'm already almost back to the road. So I'll move back up with Rowan once I get my sleeping bag. Sleeping bag acquired. I wasn't ready. But make sure whenever you do go camping, you're always ready. Like I said, you never know what you expect. Now back to the camp.
Now, here, we started clearing out the area where we were going to set up our fire and our tent. Rowan went ahead and started using his hatchet to cut down a bunch of little bushes and other little plants that were in the way. And I just started collecting sticks for the fire. And we kept on doing this for about 20 or 30 minutes or so. But it was definitely worth it in the long run.
So we're gonna start setting up tent. We got this area cleared out
and we're gonna put the fire over there. And yeah, we're making good progress for daylight, and I'm just gonna keep collecting wood then. Yeah, let's go. So we got our pile of wood right here, all nice and picked, and my friend set up the tent, and we are gonna start making the fire, getting stuff going. Uh, we don't know if this wood's gonna last us the entire time. Hopefully it will, but there's plenty of wood around here we can still get. So I think we're doing pretty good progress, and it's getting darker, and yeah, we're in like a perfect spot. We're just trailblazing, just doing our thing. So right here, we had already created the fire, but it was a super easy process. Rowan ended up bringing one of his homemade fire starters, and he lit it up with a lighter underneath all of the dry sticks and leaves, and it just went everywhere, and all the little sticks we used on top of the dry leaves in the fire starter caught on fire super fast. And after they started catching on fire, we started adding bigger and bigger and bigger sticks, so the fire would grow each time we added one of the bigger sticks. So this is the most important part, in my opinion, about camping, because the fire is what keeps you warm if you're on a cold night like this one right here. And it's also your source of light, and it helps keep animals away whenever you're sleeping or whenever you're just hanging out. But fire is probably the most important thing. And in other ways, you can create the first flame. I mean, you can use flint and steel. You can use just twigs and dry leaves under a bunch of little other twigs and different dry stuff to help catch, so that over time you can start to create a bigger and bigger fire. And you can also see in this part of the video how dark it's getting and how fast it is, and the fire is glowing so much more. And you know, I think it's a pretty cool scenario. And I ended up bringing all my stuff over to the campsite so we can start putting stuff away and making sure we don't lose anything. But also, in part of the video, back where our camping stuff used to be, there was an old hunting stand with a chair in it, but it had already all been torn up, so we couldn't use it. It had probably been there for probably a couple years, which is pretty insane. So, I'm recording on the phone, but this is our little tent. My stuff's right there. Sleeping stuff. Here's Rowan's side, it's my side. And yeah, we're just getting all cozy. Got the fire going. We got our own little area panned out. So I actually ended up bringing some string lights with me, so I hung them up, and at the end of it there was a huge glowing lamp. So that was really cool, and we had like our own little lights set up so we can see everything. And I don't know, this is the first time I've ever used them, and using them in this way made the camping experience a lot cooler. So we got the fire going, blasting music, and now we're gonna be cracking some root beers. So yeah, it's been good so far. And I have my steel pan. We got our root beers. Here we go. That was an owl. Oh, they're communicating. Cool. I know. Oh, that was a bunch of owls communicating. Now we are going to start drinking our root beer. Gotta stay energized. Ooh. This is good stuff. By the way, we're still pretty close to the road, so there's still gonna be a bunch of cars like racing by. Like, we're still only like a 7-minute walk from being back out on Timberlinks. So.
Yeah, I mean, usually we go further back, but with how much like camera gear and lights and stuff we're hiking back for this video, it made more sense to kind of stay nearby.
Exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised if people start like four-wheeling by or something, because we're also close to a pretty big trail. But yeah, we're having fun. It's 7:12. We're making good progress. 7:12 and it's already this dark, dude. We're gonna be hanging out here for a while. But yeah, everything's going good. We got the lights, we got our water, we're about to start cooking our food. And yeah, we're just chilling. This is all about camping. I mean, not only do you have to do the hard stuff, but it's just about enjoying being out in nature and being yourself and just having fun with the people you do it with. So that's what it's all about. Just do everything. Don't take anything for granted, and just enjoy yourself and enjoy the environment that you have around you. So we got the bacon cooking. It's getting pretty good. Oh, we got our like own little poker stick here. Working out pretty nicely. Oh, it's hot. Fire's getting to that point. We moved the firewood down next to the fire so we can get to it easier. Yeah. We're jamming out and making food. That's what it's all about. We got my friend over here cooking some ramen on a little stove. He brought oil in it and everything. I made the bacon. Super, super crispy. Super, super good. I have a bunch of others, and now we're cooking beef jerky over the little fireplace. So we were just being a little experimental. We're munching. So super, super good. Look at that. Good bacon. Great stuff. You always got to make sure that you're keeping up with what you're eating, because you may never know. You need to be prepared and bring food. You are going to get hungry, especially if it's super cold. You need to eat hot stuff. Keep your body's energy level. Pumping. So, super, 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 super good. I just keep jamming out and cooking food. I got some chicken sausage that I'm gonna roast over the fire too. I never ended up doing that. We're refeeding the fire. It's coming along. And I'm cooking my last piece of bacon. It's a little red still. Why is it red? Ugh. Get a close up on this.
Still so hot, dude.
Oh, that looks so good. My boy forgot his fork, so now he has to use a kniff. I got my own kniffy. Look at this. Got my own like little slingshot. But yeah, we're chilling. Still making our food. It's gonna still keep the fire going, just chilling out. So that's what it's all about. We're doing pretty good. Still sipping our mug root beer and just hanging out. We're still keeping the fire going, just chilling out and talking. It's more of the same thing. So yeah, we're keeping the fire going still, chilling, hanging out. Got the lights up, and we're just listening to some Bruno Mars music, which is good. I found my headlamp. The only problem is it wouldn't freaking charge when I was back at the house, so I can't use it. And so it's kind of useless. So I have to just use my phone flashlight from now on, but my phone's completely charged up, so I don't have to worry about that. So just chilling, hanging out. We're doing our thing. It's been really good. And there's a plane flying over right now.
Like a good neighbor, State.
So
Jake from State Farm, everybody.
yeah. Currently it is 32 degrees. We're staying warm. Rowan's getting some firewood. Just hanging out still. Trying to get the fire raging. So once we do go to bed, that it will be super warm and all the heat will be reflecting off the walls, and you know, our campsite will be nice and toasty, and hopefully it'll last until morning, which we're probably gonna wake up pretty early. But it's good. We're good. It's getting colder and colder. It's supposed to get down to 27 tonight. It's like 5 whole degrees below freezing, but it's been colder before, so I think we'll be okay. And we're enjoying ourselves and enjoying the music and enjoying the fire and getting stuff going and getting stuff blazing and just hanging out. I mean, usually you would probably want to stay up later if you were with a bunch of people, but since it's just me and him, we really don't have too much else to do. We don't have any fun things, really. We're just here for the moment and the project, and so we're just doing our thing. And, you know, it's really nice. It's really nice. This is the fire. Rowan's built it up pretty high. This is all of our food. This is kind of where our kitchen was. Still got the lights hooked up. Camp over there. And get this thing burning hot so we can stay warm. Gotta make sure you stay hunger free. and thirst free, because we need to have full bellies when we go to sleep. Can't go to sleep while starving. I brought like a whole pack of these too, so we'll be completely fine as long as nothing gets into it. But it isn't summertime, so we don't have to worry about that. Nor do we have to worry about mosquitoes or snakes or spiders or anything else. We're just here. Everything else is sleeping. We're awake and just hanging out. Both camping in the summer and camping in the winter both have their pros and cons. You really don't have to worry about bringing a whole bunch of stuff usually in the summer, but in the winter you have to keep stuff cold. But you know, they even out. Like there's a bunch of bugs and stuff that annoys you in the summertime, in the springtime, but we usually don't have to worry about that here in the wintertime because everything's tucked away, which is nice. So if you were to go camping, always plan ahead and know what you may be facing out in the woods and what does. That's what's most important. Very good. Super dark outside. Another thing, especially during the winter time, whenever you're camping, you always need to make sure you wear a lot of layers to keep warm, even when there isn't a fire, because you got to stay warm. And wearing a lot of layers, so you may have long johns, you may have jackets, undershirts, overshirts, anything you can find, especially if it's going to be this cold. Like I'm wearing like 5 layers of different kinds of clothes right now, and I feel perfectly fine. The fire's definitely helping, but it's really essential that you know what you're going to wear to go camping, because you don't want to be cold. Cold while camping is the worst possible feeling. It's one thing to be hot, but especially during the winter time when you're cold, it gets really, really bad. So just make sure you know plan on what you're gonna wear when you go camping in the wintertime, because you would regret being cold and not knowing how to start a fire and everything. And so it's just advice, because I've been through it. I've had to sleep in the cold before, and it's not a fun experience. So also make sure you have a good sleeping bag too. It may not all be about layers, but make sure you have a good, name brand, well put together sleeping bag that's meant for sleeping in the cold. So this is the fire right now. Rowan just put a bunch of sticks on it. It's gonna get super, super big here in a minute. You can see when Rowan's blowing the fire right here, the embers are spreading and it's making the fire get bigger. We're gonna be warm tonight. So, also, I'm drinking a Sprite, but the biggest thing while camping is you should also bring a bunch of water. Water is more probably essential than food, especially during the winter time. You're not gonna get much of it. Make sure you bring be safe and bringing maybe a gallon. I didn't bring that much because I knew I probably didn't need it, but at least 2 big 32-ounce water bottles full, because water is also essential to surviving and essential to just keeping your body healthy while you're camping. And being dehydrated too, you'll really start to feel the effects if you haven't had water in a while. And if you're not able to access it, especially if you're super far out into the woods, it would not be a great experience, and you would probably have to abort the camp. That, food, and heat, especially during the winter time. So just all the basic human essentials. Make sure you know what you're bringing and expect the unexpected whenever you're coming out to camp, because you may never know what happens. We didn't know that there were going to be a bunch of owls hooting at us earlier, and there's coyotes, all sorts of stuff out here. So make sure you're always prepared with water, tools, food, and equipment that you can use. So whether you're sleeping in a tent, or if you're sleeping in a hammock, or if you're sleeping in just in a little shed area, if you're not lucky enough to have this, just know what you're going to do before you go and do it, because that's the biggest thing to camping. And it would really hurt if you forgot one of those basic needs I mean, you just won't be able to enjoy it the same way you would when you do have it. So it's really awesome when you do have everything planned out and you're able to enjoy it with a friend, or solo camping is a super mind cleansing experience as well. So it's really all about making sure you are prepared for what you're gonna do. After making the fire burn super big, all of the sticks turned into embers and coals that are going to last there a really long time. But for the moment, we had to keep the fire going because the heat wouldn't last us all night. So we kept on collecting sticks and putting them into the fire, including leaves. Well, we're going to let this burn out. And then it's like 9:30 right now. And we're going to go on to sleep for the morning. But yeah, we are burning a bunch of wood to keep this place warm for a long time. So that'll be nice. Well, basically done the fire for the night. We're gonna go on and go to sleep. I think it's about 10 o'clock. So really early usually, but we both have to be places early anyway. So that'll be why we're going to bed so early. The fire is completely under control. It's staying warm. The coals are probably going to be there all night. So it's really good. Camp's all set up. I'm getting ready to crawl in. But yeah, it's been a successful day of camping for sure. All right, we made it through the night. We woke up just about 10 minutes ago. And it is like 23 degrees outside, I think. There was ice on the side of our tent. And so, yeah, it was freezing cold when we woke up. It was crazy. Honestly, it was a pretty good night's rest. And, yeah, there were still coals and stuff left over from the fire last night. We built it up so big. So all we had to do was just toss a couple things on it, blow into it, and it popped up like this again. So I'm warming my gloves up right there. Soon enough, we're gonna start getting everything packed up and then just get out of here before it gets, we're just too susceptible to the cold. Good little night, but it's good to get ready and go ahead and head out when it's this cold. But it was nice. So we've been packing up for about 30 minutes. We got the tent done. We got all of the fire under control, and we're just gonna let it sit while we move out. We got my sleeping bag. We got everything else, the pots, the pans. My gloves are right there. I accidentally stuck them a little bit too close to the fire, so they burnt a little bit. But it's all good. All my stuff's in my bag. Rowan's got all of his stuff, and we're ready to walk on out of here. It's been good. We're back. Just 7 minutes from the little place we camped at. So that's it. We're done. Camping trip successful.